You are absolutely correct. Hey everybody, welcome to another one of Chris's beer reviews. I got special guest
Al Stoner.
here to enjoy this wonderful winter ale from the Great Lakes Brewery. I personally believe that this is the best beer that the Great Lakes Brewery has ever produced. I don't like the peach. I don't like the green tea. I don't like the orange. I don't like. I can just keep going.
Although I gotta say, man, like you seem to know of this Great Lakes Brewery. I don't know of this Great Lakes Brewery. It's listed as a brewery in Toronto, and I've done the brewery tour of every brewery in Toronto, including Molson's, which doesn't do tours.
Yeah, so where the hell is this brewery? It
Somewhere in Toronto.
vaguely says it is from Toronto. Maybe it's brewed in somebody's house. It's been handcrafted ever since 1987.
Yeah,
And
87. That's not too long ago.
no, you know what? I would agree with that statement because I don't think too many people know about this beer. Have you ever heard about this beer before?
No.
6.2% ABV, 750 milliliters per bottle.
This is a big ass motherfucking bottle.
Yeah.
Big ass bottle of beer. And it's 6.2%. We should probably stop doing reviews soon because we keep going up in alcohol percent, and now we've gone up in bottle size.
What do you think?
Review number 4.
Yeah, review number 4 in one day.
Of 750 or 500. What were the other ones? Like 500 mils?
I think this one's going to be your favorite, though. You want to read the back?
Either way, we probably shouldn't have had the 4 beers before we started reviewing.
But this one has...
This has been inspired by long, cold, and seamlessly endless Canadian winters. I can agree with that except for this year. This has been the shittiest winter in years.
Yes.
We got our first snowfall today, in Toronto anyway. And there's an accumulation of, 3 or 4 centimeters? It's February.
25th.
Yeah, end of February.
Global warming, baby.
But, yeah, so our 6.2 alcohol winter ale is a true winter warmer. Handcrafted with specialty hops and malts, combined with generous amounts of honey, cinnamon, ginger, orange peel, this unique beer is brimming with flavor. Well, I don't know about this whole winter stuff, but...
The reason why I decided that we should re-review this beer is because amongst all of the beers that we've ever had, this one is probably one of the most flavorful beers that you'll have. And I wrote down on here, $6.95 for this bottle. So
that's a pint in the bar.
Yep.
So this is a pint and a half.
You got it.
So we're coming out ahead. If only I could meet chicks, not in bars.
See what happens. It's been a long time since I've poured 750 milliliters. We got the spices, you lucky son of a gun. I'm going to try to get some of those now. Seriously, you have no idea. Wow. Alright, so one thing I know about this beer right off the flop, aside from the fact that we can't really smell anything.
I can smell a lot of cinnamon.
Yeah? It's incredibly robust with flavors. Very sandy looking, definitely non-filtered. You can't see through that whatsoever.
That is opaque.
We got like some ridiculous flavors in this beer. One finger head, off-white colored head.
Definitely off-white.
Cheers. Damn.
Well, that definitely tastes like Christmas.
That's what I'm talking about. As soon as you said before that something didn't taste like Christmas, first thing I thought about was this. If we were to have had like a slice of bread or some crackers before this would taste even more flavorful.
Oh, definitely. This is a different beer altogether. This isn't beer for drinking steadily all afternoon. This is after dinner beer.
Yeah. You can taste the cinnamon, you can taste the orange. I can taste some like nutmeg in there almost. I think
Definitely some nutmeg.
it's got a spicy, maybe a little bit of a nutty approach.
Like the winter ale part is almost wrong, but I'm sure it tastes this way because it's cold. It tastes like a beer that should be drank warm because it's so flavorful. A lot of the beers that have this much flavor have to be drank warm.
That's absolutely true. If you drink a beer that's got this much flavor, and if it's too cold, you're almost numbing the effect of all the flavors that you're able to enjoy within your beer. Just because you
Well,
threw
it's not only you numb the good flavors is what you
exactly.
Took me a long time to learn how to drink warm beer, especially being Canadian when warm temperature is just not easy to find. You have to find, a warm room. 20 degrees costs a lot to heat up here.
Absolutely correct. Every gulp is a huge flavor.
Oh yes, there's a lot of cinnamon, and it's not overpowering. It doesn't. It's good. It almost tastes like crackers or something. Like I could see you making bread out of this beer, and it being some really good bread.
I've actually spoken with some people on a website about this beer, and some people actually find it to be overwhelming, but it's not. You just got to be somebody who can enjoy some zing in your freaking beer, man. It's got a lot of good flavors in it. It's not too overwhelming whatsoever.
Yes, anyone who constantly is a beer drinker, if you weren't a beer drinker, this would be too much. However, this is a nice treat after all the beers we've drank today, and
it almost has like a pumpkin pie taste to it.
very much pumpkin pie. It reminds me very much of pumpkin pie.
When you mix cinnamon with nutmeg and ginger and all that kind of shazam, you got this pumpkin-y kind of beer. Except this is the one brewery who around Halloween, okay, a lot of companies come out with pumpkin beers, and this company does come out with a pumpkin beer, and this tastes more pumpkin-y than that freaking beer. I'm telling you right now. Would you say that mofo is worth $6 and whatever I said?
It's Christmas. I'll spend the extra money for
Would you go out of your way?
I definitely wouldn't drink a 2-4 of this beer because this is...
No, a 2-4 would be too much, of course. But if imagine somebody came over to your house, guy or girl, whatever. If somebody wanted to try a beer that they've never had before because they're used to Canadian and all that simple shit, would you go out of your way to grab this because you think that it would be surprising to them?
Depends. But you know what? Here's what I'm going to say. If it was Christmas, yeah. Because suddenly I don't have to cook little gingerbread men or anything like that. Here's your Christmas beer. Eat your turkey sandwich and shut the fuck up. And this totally covers all that sweet, Christmassy taste of needing to have pumpkin pie and gingerbread men. And
I find that it like fully coats the inside of your mouth. Like your cheeks, everything is just like all the flavors combined. They do.
No, like I said, it's like eating bread. It's like eating pumpkin bread or something. It's very good.
Very unfiltered, very sandy looking. Dark red. Oh,
it's you look at the beer and you see how opaque it is and how you can't see through it, and then you sip it and you can taste why you can't see through it, because it is just full of flavor.
It doesn't taste sandy or gritty at all.
No.
That's what I think I didn't like about that Witchwood Brewery beer, is I thought it was a little gritty.
This is a gritty beer, but the grit tastes like cinnamon.
Yeah, so you're not getting that like gritty
So it's
effect.
not a gritty hops effect. It's like, there's this gritty feeling left in your mouth. which is great because it's Christmas great.
You're absolutely right, and there's definitely a lot of flavor in the head. So I like to kind of like recreate the head a little bit and enjoy the experience a little bit more.
I let my girlfriend deal with the head.
I'm definitely right with what I said. And you're definitely right with what you said. So, it might be time for another review. I think this is review number 4.
We already said this one. I think it's 4.
I feel like it's 5 because this is huge.
Well, that's because our first 3 were only 500 milliliter and the 4th one was 750.
Yeah.
And we had a beer and a half each before we started reviewing beers.
You are absolutely correct.
I think I said we had more before, but I was lying.
That's really good.
It is.
It's sad, you know, like the last.
You've downed yours. I'm just gonna sip and enjoy this because this is definitely, you know.
It's a sipping beer.
The kids have gone to bed. The you know, the presents are all laid out, and the fire's nice and warm. And sit here, stay warm, and drink some cold beer.
It's definitely good.
Canadian
And
way.
you know what? It's going to warm up, and it's going to taste even better.
No, I'm gonna drink it before it gets warm, but I am gonna slowly enjoy it.
Understood. What would you rate this fine masterpiece out of 10?
Well, it is very good, very flavorful, but it is a very specific beer. This is not beer for drinking every day. I mean, I gave King Goblin beer, what did I give that, an 8.5, I think?
Yeah.
See, this beer is as good as the King Goblin beer, but it can't get as high a rating because I couldn't drink more than this one beer.
Are you happy that we split it? It's definitely a splitting beer.
Well, I could drink the whole thing, but it's one of those things. If I had a bottle of this, I would stay up all night sipping that beer, and it'd be great. Keep it in a snowbank beside me. It stays nice and cold. And
it's huge. It's bigger than my head. I think I give it. I agree with Al. The only.
I'm giving it a solid 7. I didn't finish, but solid 7. It is a great beer. It's very flavorful, but it's too robust, and it's too much to drink every day. It's not a drink. It's a fancy fucking specialty beer. It's very good, and I recommend, you know, everyone should have one of these and go, you know, once a year, once in a while. It's a great beer.
And that's where that guy that I was talking to was right about it being too overwhelming for some people. Except he couldn't even just enjoy one beer; it was too overwhelming. So you could understand why we would understand that this beer cannot be drank at an incredibly high volume. It's just too robust.
It's too much.
Too many spices. And when we say spices, we're not talking about, you know, hot spice. We're talking about, you know, ginger, nutmeg, cinnamon. You know, the Christmas goods. You know, so I'm going to give it a 7.5 out of 10. It's funny because usually I'm the.
I'll tell you what this beer is perfect for. The guy you don't know what the fuck to get for Christmas, who drinks a lot of beer, this is the beer to get him.
Yeah, that's true.
Perfect. He has one for Christmas. He's like, yeah, it was really good. And then maybe next Christmas you can get him another one, and he will fucking be just as happy. Because I've never heard of the Great Lakes Brewery, and I don't know where the fuck to get this shit. But that's because I buy beer at the beer store, and he goes to the LCBO.
It is my pleasure to introduce you to the best and only good beer that I personally find that they've released. Oh, except for the Miami Vice. Or Vice.
Well,
They released a Miami Vice.
really,
You know
from
how
the Great Lakes Brewery
Yeah.
of Toronto
Yeah.
decided to go Miami.
But no. You have to realize.
I'm just
You have to realize that the clever conundrum here is that it's called Miami Vice, like the video game, right? But it's spelled
Miami Vice.
It's spelled like WEISS. It's a play.
Okay.
It's a play.
It's a play on words.
It's a
I
play
see.
on
I
the
see
hef-
that. That's.
It's a play on the Hef Vice. Anyways, we gotta go. We got 3 seconds to close this video. Have a great day.